Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to explain 10 reasons why I think Warzone is better than Fortnite. Let me know in the comments what you think of this, if you agree, disagree, whatever, and if you enjoy the video, please do remember to give it a like. But this is something I get asked about pretty frequently since I have a majority Fortnite audience who watches me on stream. People often ask what I prefer in Warzone over Fortnite, so that's not why I made this video. Or that is why I made this video. It's not made just bash Fortnite or whatever. And these things are just my opinion. You can disagree with them in the comments below, and that's fine. The first thing I want to talk about is the health system. In Warzone, the health system is very simple, and I feel like it goes a long way to reduce RNG and just keep the flow of the game going. In Fortnite, you need to find normal healing items and shield items to get your character to max HP. You also need to find certain shield items to get to max. For example, minis can only get you to 50. Once you have more than 50 shield, you can't drink any minis. In Warzone, there's just armor. You can carry 5 armor plates, or 8 if you have an armor satchel, and you can wear 3 at a time. Each of these armor plates adds 50 health, and that's the only healing item in the game, just armor plates. There is a stim for white HP, but normally your white HP just comes back over time, so not a lot of people use that. Mainly people are just using the armor plates to heal. So you're in a fight, use some plates afterwards. Likely that guy has some plates since there's only one universal healing item. And it just keeps the flow of the combat going, I feel like, because people aren't as worried to lose shield, since it's pretty often that you'll be able to find it. You also start with 2 bars of shield off spawn, so a lot of the plates that you find early game, it's not like you just have to use them right away. And because of that, I feel like there's just more plates going around. The next reason why I think Warzone is better than Fortnite is going to be the money system. Money is pretty much a universal loot item. You can find it as floor loot, you can find it in chests. You get it as a reward for doing contracts, which we'll get to later. But there's money pretty much all over the place. And with this money, you can go to a buy station and you can buy things that you want to use in game. For example, armor plates. You could buy a stack of 5 armor plates for $1,500, which is nothing. It's really easy to get that. So you're pretty much always going to have shield in this game. And if you aren't able to find any shield for whatever reason, you're going to be able to easily buy some because it is a really cheap item. You could buy airstrikes and cluster missiles, which actually aren't very good, but I thought they were going to be OP at first. You could buy UAVs to go find more people. You could buy self-revive. You can buy back your lost teammates. And you can buy what is going to be our next point, a loadout. A loadout is a custom class that you set up with your own weapon, perks, equipment, and attachment on your weapon. And you could buy these for $10,000 in the vendor thing. Or there is a point in time when they drop for free. At the end of first zone and at the end of fifth zone, or I think in first zone and in fifth zone, you get these loadouts for free. And basically what this does is it just eliminates RNG from the game pretty much. If you're playing Fortnite and you find a blue shotgun and that's the best you find, you can either farm up and upgrade your shotgun, or just run with the lesser rarity shotgun and potentially have to fight someone who got lucky and found a gold shotgun. With loadouts, people are only using floor loot weapons in the early game. Typically, I buy my loadout within the first few minutes of the game, and then I get my second weapon from the free loadout. So by first zone, I'm using only the weapons that I want to be using, and I'm not using any floor loot weapons, so I'm not relying on RNG to actually get my weapons like you would be in Fortnite. I feel like the money system and the loadout system go an extremely long way to just drastically decrease the amount of RNG in the game, because if you can't find armor, for example, you could just buy some. If you can't find any good guns, it doesn't matter because you could buy a loadout, or you'll be getting free loadouts at different times during the game, so you can use your weapons and you're not relying strictly on floor loot and getting lucky with floor loot. The next point is going to be patch notes. Whenever there's an update for this game, which there's very frequent updates, it seems like almost always, every day, it seems like there's an update that fixes some sort of bugs. Not every update adds a lot to the game or balances the game. There was a huge mid-season patch which did a lot of weapon balancing, but there's very frequent updates to fix bugs. And when there is an update, like the mid-season update that had a lot of weapon changes, they put out patch notes before the update even went live, so you could read what was in the patch and read what changed. And when they fix bugs, they put that in patch notes, which they tweet out, or they just tweet out what changed in the game. Unlike Fortnite, who in the past had patch notes, and then they just got rid of patch notes. They stopped telling us when updates would be. It just became really random, and we have no idea what's changing in Fortnite at any given time, or what's being added, or what RNG is being tweaked. In the past, there would be times where they increased or decreased shield spawn rate. And now in Fortnite, if they do something like that, we just don't even get to know as players. This was something that really tilted me personally. It's like Epic doesn't think we deserve to know what they changed in the game, or they know that a lot of times what they change is not what the community wants at all, and they get negative backlash constantly. So I think the removal of patch notes was one of the worst decisions that Fortnite made. So I'm very happy that Warzone has patch notes and that they are very straightforward with what they change in game. The next 2 points are going to kind of go hand in hand, but the first one is going to be the Gulag. I'm sure many of you have heard about the Gulag. Basically, when you die, you go here, you get into a fight, and if you win that, you get to respawn, which keeps your game going, and it keeps more people in the match, which is going to kind of be the next point. Right now, the loot pool in Gulag is really bad because it's just snipers, but it seems like something they're going to change up from season to season. And it just keeps the flow of the game going. I don't really care for it much in solos because a lot of time if you come off Gulag, you have to play a bit more passive. But in like duos or squads, being able to die and then just pretty quickly respawn and be with your team again makes those game modes a lot more enjoyable. Also, when you buy back a teammate, it just costs money. You don't need to go get the reboot card or anything. You could just buy them from any buy station, and it keeps your teammates in the game, which is going to bring us to our next point. The games are way more populated. Fortnite got to the point where after First Zone, there was usually less than 20 people, sometimes even less than 15 players. The games were really dead. A majority of players just hot dropped and killed each other, especially in solos. These games were really, really dead, and it made the game not fun to play because you hot drop, you get a few kills off spawn, it's fun to play out, and then you just see nobody for like the longest time, and you're just searching for people. And then maybe if you're lucky, you find a person or two mid-game, and then you get to in-game to finally find people. Just became a lot of like running around and searching for people, and I didn't enjoy it. Also, early game, having a majority of your fights early game, I didn't like, because early game is the point in the game at which there's the most RNG. If you don't find a gun for whatever reason, or only find a hunting rifle, and you come against somebody who found full shield and a gold pump off spawn, then you just pretty much are likely going to lose that fight, and that's just how it goes. So I think that the reason why these games are more populated is because of the Gulag system for one, and as Cypher PK explained in his video, the speed of the plane and the speed of gliding in Warzone is so much faster that everyone doesn't feel the need to hot drop in order to find people. The plane goes across the map much more quickly, so if you want to land late, it's fine. And you actually glide really quickly in this game, so you can go to a spot that's not necessarily right in the plane path, and you could still land really quickly, which is nice. Those are two reasons. I'm not really 100% sure why Fortnite lobbies are so dead, but Fortnite lobbies are really dead, and they've been that way for quite some time, and that's a major problem for the game because it just makes every match really boring, and the only time where you get to fight players is in the early game. The next point is going to be that there's no AI players, and there's no like henchmen, marauders, the bosses, anything like that. The only people who you have to fight against in Warzone are real players. When you kill someone, you know that it was a real player. You don't kill someone and then realize afterwards, oh, that was just an AI. That kill didn't count. It was a waste of my time to kill that. You don't have like a gang of marauders landing on you and griefing your fight like mid-fight while you're fighting somebody who might potentially be good. And it's not necessarily that the marauders themselves are very good, but if you're fighting a decent player, them third-partying you and interacting with you might be like what causes you to die to that other good player, you know? I was just never a fan of the AI in Fortnite at all, and one of the main reasons why I switched is because they had the henchmen and the mythic weapons and the sharks and all that stuff in this current season. I hated it from the get-go, but I thought with Chapter 2 Season 2, it's whatever, it's a temporary thing. I'll just deal with it, and then next season it'll be gone, right? But this season it's here, and that's one of the main reasons that made me want to switch. I feel like Fortnite going forward is just going to always have some form of AI. And even back in the day, they had the zombies, which I wasn't a fan of either. It just seems like they've been really intent on adding AI, and I think the fact that Warzone doesn't add AI is one of the things that makes it very enjoyable for me. The next point is going to be that there's recoil instead of bloom on these guns. In Fortnite, when you shoot an AR, you just have random bloom that decides whether or not you hit your shots. In Warzone, there's recoil. So if you get good with a weapon and you learn to counteract its recoil, like pull down on your analog stick as you're shooting, like maybe if the gun kicks up into the right, you pull down into the left slightly to counteract that recoil and stay accurate even over really long range. Not really much more to say to that. There's skill involved in shooting every weapon in Warzone, and it's not just RNG whether or not you get to get kills. Next point is going to be the loot pool changes. There's lots of guns in Warzone. Let's just say, for example, there's 11 ARs, 9 SMGs, 4 snipers, 5 LMGs, etc. Like, let's say there's lots of guns, right? Right now in the floor loot pool, there's 3 ARs that are used, I believe, 2 SMGs that are mainly used. And that'll change potentially next season. Since there's so many different ARs and so many different SMGs, the loot pool, as far as floor loot goes, can change drastically from season to season, and it makes the game feel really fresh. Whereas Fortnite, we've had a lot of the same guns for most of the time. Things come and go, but like the normal AR we've been using the entire time the game has been out for 3 years, you know? It's just always been a part of the game. The pistol, always been a part of the game. The tac shotgun, I think, has always been a part of the game. Sniper, there's been different snipers. As far as pumps go, it's come and gone. Most of the time when it goes, it's bad. But there's a lot of weapons that just are always in the game, and it makes the game like kind of always feel the same and feel stale. And when they do try to change this, a lot of the decisions that they make are just really bad. Whereas Warzone already has so many guns in the game that naturally fit and like are run well in the game. And changing them out as floor loot from season to season doesn't actually change the game that much, since, like we talked about before, everyone is using loadouts. This floor loot only really changes the early game, and it goes to keep it really fresh, in my opinion. And even if they make some bad decisions with it, I don't think it would grief the game that much, since like mid to late game you're using your loadouts anyways. I very rarely use floor loot guns. Then the final point is going to be contracts. These are little missions that you can do that give you money upon completion. So maybe you'll pick it up and it'll mark an opposing player for you to go find, and you kill them and you get money. There's a most wanted contract where it marks you on the map, and if you survive the time limit, you get money. There's scavenger ones where you have to go open special crates. There's recon ones where you have to go capture an area, and I believe that's all of them. I may have missed one. Oh yeah, the supply run. You have to go to a marked buy station, and if you get there in time, you get money and a discount. These missions are nice because they're a way for you to earn money. The bounties are really good because it marks a player. So if you just want to go for kills like I often do, I just run bounties the entire time and it marks someone, and then I go there and kill them. But these bounties and these contracts give you something to do in the mid game. You're not just constantly rotating and waiting. And that's what most BRs are. You rotate to a spot and you wait for the next circle, and then you go somewhere and wait for the next circle. These bounties give you something to do in the mid game, and they're also a source of money, which is nice because, as we talked about before, the money goes a long way to drastically decrease the RNG in the game. Can't find shield, buy shield. Can't find good guns, buy a loadout. Your teammate die, buy them back. The money reduces RNG in the game a lot, and contracts give you money, and they give you something to do. Keeps the game active, I guess you could say. And I like that, and I think contracts are a great idea, and money is a great idea because it decreases RNG. Some honorable mentions, those were our 10 points, and if you guys enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you liked it, and subscribed if you would like to see more. But some things that I thought about including, but I didn't really feel like was as much of a point, was the minimap keeps fighting going constantly. If someone's shooting off an unsilent weapon, they show as a red dot on the minimap, so you go and kill them. You can have UAVs that you call in, and if the player doesn't have ghosts, they'll show on there. So there's ways to go and find players that you don't just have to like predict where they're going to be. The next point is the maturity of the COD community, and it's not the most mature thing by any means, but I feel like when compared to the Fortnite community, obviously there's a lot of kids, and not only are they like immature or whatever, but the type of content that people want to see in Fortnite, like fashion shows, mainly fashion shows is a good thing to focus on here. I feel like something like that would never be popular in Warzone because a majority of the people playing the game and consuming content about the game care about the gameplay above all else, and not like these weird superficial things. What's a rare skin? Things like that don't seem to be nearly as big of a deal. Interaction from developers, I think, is a huge plus for Warzone. If you guys haven't seen it, the new season is kind of getting leaked, and the way or not leaked, but they're building up hype for the new season. And the way they've been doing this is by sending streamers clips to play on stream. And I believe once all these clips are shown, they'll just compile it into a trailer, and then we'll have like the Season 5 trailer. But Nick Merckx showed a short clip on his stream. TP, who is a former professional Call of Duty player, really dope streamer. I've watched him since like 2015. I really like TP. He got a clip to play, and I assume a majority of other like really popular Warzone streamers will get these brief clips to play on stream, and then, like I said, they're like part of a trailer for Season 5, and then once all the clips have been shown, we'll get the full Season 5 trailer. I think it's really dope to include the community or like acknowledge like streamers in that way and use them to help promote the game, and just acknowledge them and show like that you're paying attention, you know? Nick Merck's MFAM Gauntlet like got acknowledged by Activision, and I think it's like an official tournament in the game now. And they have kill tournaments. They didn't try to get rid of kill tournaments like Fortnite. I really like kill tournaments, so that's another positive for me. And then the final thing is just going to be the sound in game. A lot of people complain about it, but coming from Fortnite, the sound in this game is a huge upgrade, and I'm pretty often easily able to tell where opposing players are based on their footsteps and like them jumping over things, them breaking windows, etc. I really like being able to use sound to my advantage in this game, and Warzone definitely kills Fortnite in that aspect, in my opinion. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, whatever. If you do, please do remember to let me know what you think in the comments below. Drop a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and I'll see you guys another time. Thanks for watching. Can I get on this? Bro, I'm so confused.
We lost that one. We'll come back stronger next
Like, I don't even know what I just did wrong.